Okay, we're gonna start off with the dollar index, and then I'm gonna go over some ideas I've got for next week, and then I'm gonna go over like a example model for a trade setup that I usually take. No sound. Someone saying no sound. Okay, that's cool. Alright, so dollar index, I'm gonna keep it brief. I posted a chart here of dollar index yesterday. So if you look, see last week high, we took out last week high and we closed below, right? And that usually for me, I see that as okay, it's gonna go down. I'm probably gonna go for the stops of the previous week low. So the high here is 99.45. Just get that accurate. 99.45. And where is this at? A key, support level here. So if you just draw that out, okay, you can tell this is all happening at resistance level. So previous support, now resistance. So I'm thinking we're gonna go down into here at least. Well, my target's going to be this low, but obviously then we can get projections. Now I did do a quarterly chart before, and I think the target was it 97.60 or 96.60? I can't remember. Does anyone remember what my quarterly target was for the dollar index? I don't have the chart on me right now. G831. Okay, so these are just short-term targets. We can have targets later on after that, but just short-term I'm gonna be doing. And this low here, comes in at 98.46. So I'll be targeting 98.46 next week if we get the setup, because that would be this week's. The candle I've marked out that low there. So let's go more detail. So we've come up there now finally, and we've filled the gap in here, and we're also at this order block here, and we can mark out this breaker. So let's mark out the order block. So we fill the gap in, and we could now continue lower. So I mean, it could hold this. I mean, it could come down into this block here and shoot up. I don't know, but for now, what it's telling me now, it wants to go lower. Things can easily change as price unfolds. Things could easily change. So for now, I'm gonna be looking for shorts, and I think we could probably take out this here. Reach for this. I like this level here to fill in this grey box. A thin movement here. I want to fill in this grey box. Take out this low, fill in this grey box. Whatever happens after that, then we'll have to see. So all this would be one order block here. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 4-day order block. And 50% of that comes in around 97.66. We'll call it 97.70. I like the 97.70 level to be reached. That's assuming we get more dollar weakness. If that gives in, then I think we're probably gonna go for these lows here. Oh, fuck's sakes, man. I just deleted my line. Computer's all over the place today. Okay, for target 1, and then these are just targets to reach for. Let me just go back and draw that out. I'm not going to spend too much time on the dollar index. Nothing more to say other than what I've said so far. The open is 98.31. So these are just objectives I'm marking out. Objectives. If you are to go lower. So 98.46, then 98.30, then 97.70, okay? That's what I'm looking at. Raj, you're the only one that can't hear. Everybody else can hear. Got everybody else here, or is it just one or two people? Okay, I'm not gonna go over that again. Well, that's that done, yeah. So gonna move on to the actual pairs now. So I'm gonna start with, I mean, cable I don't really have a clear read on, to be honest with you. Um, I think it's gonna go higher if the dollar's obviously gonna go lower, but judging by Euro GBP, I think they might hold cable, or if cable is gonna rally, I think Euro is gonna rally further. So I'll start off with the Euro GBP first, and I'll say why. So we've come down, we filled most of this gap in. I'd consider a gap fill now, and we're coming off of this daily order block here. Okay. Now, if we look on a daily basis, what do we have? This low here taken. Right, it's a 200 daily. So the low there is 84.039. 84.039. Took out those stops and we got a strong move off of there. Now we've been through most of this block. Now what I'm thinking is it's gonna go higher now. I think a lot of shorts probably got trapped. But longer term, well, not that long term, it's only what, 100 pips away, so we could get there next week. But the reason why I think it's gonna go there is I'll explain it on my analysis on the other euro pairs that I'm gonna do. So you can see there's a bit of a thin movement here and an order block there. So this low comes in at 86.17. 86.17 target. My target's gonna be, and then this high is 85.96 or 85.95. Because the low end of the void. So I think we got stops that are built up above here. So obviously short-term objectives are going to be these highs here. But the reason why I like the higher ones is because of this order block there, thin movement here to fill in. We go up. I'm seeing this move up here similar to this move here we've had. It looks very similar to me. So I think we'll go there. Whatever happens after that, you know, it is what it is. First I'm gonna go through the euro crosses, the exotics first, and then I'm gonna go back to the euro dollar. I'm gonna start back to front. Euro Aussie, I'm gonna go over this quickly. Template. So the Euro Aussie, I'm thinking we're gonna go higher. I think we're gonna reach for this block here, and it's just been pushing up. We came down. This on a monthly basis. This was a key support level here. Nice bounce up, and I think we're just gonna push higher. Now I'm not gonna look into trade this. I'm just looking for this as direction as to which major to take to trade. That's the only reason I'm looking at it, which major to take. So I'm just gonna put on a template here, basic template. Reach for these levels here, and that just gives me an idea that euro is probably going to be stronger than the Aussie if this continues up. So far it's looking like that way. Similar with the Euro New Zealand, it's come down, taking on these stops here on a daily basis, and we're looking to fill this thin movement in. So that's another pair that's supporting. Euro is probably going to be stronger than New Zealand dollar. Euro CAD, similar scenario, key support level here, weekly level, and a bit of a void to fill in, order block there, monthly block, and I'm seeing further upside. Is that clear so far? I'm just briefly looking at this to get an idea of which one to take. Am I going to take if I think dollar's going to go down, which one do I take, the euro or the Aussie or the Kiwi? So far it looks to me that the euro is going to outperform all the other majors. That's the only reason I'm looking at it. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. I don't really trade these pairs. I'm a one-offs I do, but now I mean it's just you get a better idea, don't you? Instead of just looking at the dollar index, I mean, if you're looking at all the other euro pairs, and if you do trade these pairs, then these pairs get monster moves. I used to trade these pairs a lot, but But I think we should get back into it with the low volatility we've had in the majors. These exotics have given good moves to us. But anyways, that's that done. Kiwi, I'm gonna briefly go over. I might take this long, but I'm more inclined to take Euro, but I'll just go over it anyway. So we've come down and we've got an order block just here, right? I mean, I don't like this order block. I mean, it's just not got much of a body, but it's a area, it's a level which it's given a big move off of, and we've got Kiwi come down to and take out this key daily level. I'm not too keen on taking this long, but if the dollar is going to go down, then I am going to just use that as a whatever. So it's come down and it's gone above this. As long as it remains above this, I think we're going to fill in this movement here. Looking on the daily, I think we're going to reach for this, take out these stops here, and at least bare minimum I think we should see all this filled in. Bare minimum, that's what I'm looking for, bare minimum to fill this in. But like I said, I'm more likely to take the euro. That's just quick analysis on that. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD is, if you look at I'm looking at the COT report, and the commercials are heavily extreme net long. I tweeted on my Twitter, retweeted someone anyway that was posting a chart on that. It looks quite interesting. So actually, if save time, just do this. USD CAD. Please tell me I still got it. Yeah. So if you look at the H1, look at this breaker here. It's gone up, and it can't close above halfway midpoint of it. Spiked up, spike up, spike up. Now the way I'm looking at it is, which point gave us a big reaction? Now if I draw this level out here, this is an order block, isn't it? 4-hour order block. It's come in, rallied up again, rallied up, rallied up. Now what you see happening is key stops have been taken daily. And if you look at this daily level, I still think we might go 138.10. Dollar has been doing its own thing because of oil, but we couldn't close above 50% of this daily candle here. So I think it still might go up, but I think we're going to reduce for retracement first. So the way I'm looking at it is, as long as it stays below this, then we're going lower. And if you go to the 4-hour, it's this 4-hour block here. So ideally, I'd like, if there's two ways to play this. Either you can short stop there, in my opinion, and then I think we're going to fill all this in. Take out these stops here that have been building up. I think we're going to fill this in and come into here, because this is another key level. So the way I'm looking at it is just big chunks of price action. If we look at this, 4 hours have been a key resistance level, and then break up, retest. So we're going to come back down. We've got all this inefficiency. We've got some inefficiency here, but we've got a void here. Stops there. So, and those that play levels, this is one way of doing it. Down, and then up, and then down like this. That's one way of doing it. But for short term, I'm bearish this short term. But things can easily change as price unfolds. If it breaks up to the upside, then I'll be looking for if it breaks up to the upside, I'll be looking for this to be support. Then support, resistance becomes support, down into it again, and then 138.10 objective. It's gonna carry on. Is that clear? Dollar CAD. So those are the two scenarios. I usually like to let Monday unfold and then tell me how to get in. But that's that. So I think dollar yen. Yeah, I did dollar yen. I shorted dollar yen here on Friday down here, looking for these stops, and then this void fill. So we look at the dollar yen. I tweeted that I'm looking to not on the Friday, but on the Thursday. I said I'm looking for the 130.90 level to short. So the reason why was because I don't remember properly myself now. Yeah, shorting this order block here, but it was getting quite late, and then I left it. And I posted this order block breaker here, because this breaker was the one that led to this move up. Okay. Another significant thing about this is support. See that? Where they find support, when it breaks, it's going to be resistance, isn't it? a resistance there. Now another reason why I thought it would still go down, I thought this was a trap for longs. Now obviously we had a nice move up from it, 50 odd pips, but if we look below, I like to see a low made just above an order block and a void. It's a little nuance thing, so there's a bit of void here in order block. It didn't reach that. If that low had reached that, then I would have said okay, forget the shorts, but he hadn't. So a lot of people were convinced that this is going to go up now, right? But then if you look at carefully what happens, so it comes up, goes up into, still into that, and then it starts breaking down, and then during Asia it rips up. So now I'm studying this. So where is the flow? Are the bearish blocks getting respected or the bullish ones? So initially I was going to short it and just aim for this gap fill here to start off with, and then second target there, third target there. So I watched it. I thought, let me see this unfold. It comes up, takes out this high, takes out this high into this block here, and then it breaks down. So now I'm seeing, okay, price is starting to break down now. If this is bullish, right, this shouldn't have been broken. And it comes up to London, and then it comes down, and then look carefully, right, one more rip up. And why is that rip up? Because we still haven't got that block here. There, it goes for that block. That's actually 50. The high here is 50%. So what I did is waited. I shorted half a position here because it was the news coming out, and then I thought I don't want to get fucked over in the news. So I put a stop loss there initially, and then I waited, and I had marked out 50% of the order block. Yeah. And then what I waited for is, if this is gonna hold, price should not go above this now. So what does it do? Immediately comes back down, forms. This is now an order block, isn't it? Forms down. That's a good sign now that we're gonna fall. It's usually a trap, because 50% of the block gets respected like that. I like to see that. Another thing keep in mind is, going to what's how all week, right, we've been going up, 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 right? So we're bound a retracement, and at the same time, don't forget the higher time frame level. All this lower time frame PA is not enough. The higher time frame here, key support level there, it's a breaker really. Could mark at the body of this, but just minimum. And do you guys remember the chart I posted of the dollar yen, the objectives? So it's filled most of this in, and it's coming off of a key level. So support level here, and then it rips up, takes out the stops, breaking market structure. I see this as a breaking market structure. So you line up the dots now. What's happening? If this had touched here, like I said, then I wouldn't have been looking at the trade really. But he hadn't, and he left this. And I'm only looking for these setups as a quick day trade setup. Then I want to see if all the lower time frame price action lines up as well. Let me check my phone. And like I'm explaining now, I'm using the 15-minute breaker here, coming from the 4-hour daily resistance level breakdown. Then I'm going to look for all my breakers, voids, stops. Time of week, Thursday, usually caps it. And remember, I've tweeted before, yen pairs, most pairs anyway, but I've noticed with the yen pairs especially, they like to sell off on a Thursday if they've been going up all week, or rip on a Thursday if they've been going down all week. And it's a phenomenon that works on all pairs really. It's just profit taking or whatever. And if you imagine a weekly candle, how would that look like? You know, your weekly candle doesn't always close up bullish. If you look at a normal candle, open, you know, like this, and then up. So there, high of the week, and then retrace back down a bit, close here. It doesn't mean the trend's over, it's just a retracement. So just picture a weekly candle while looking at what's happening all week. Okay, so we know liquidity is still resting there. Dollar index, like I said to you, came into that resistance level, and if the dollar's lining up as well, then all the other majors are looking to go down. And at the same time, what I was just doing is I was just looking at the Aussie dollar. Now I did post a chart saying I'm probably looking for a long of Aussie here, but it went all the way down into this block and went up. But at this same time, before the news, Aussie was down here. Euro was a bullish block, so all the other majors were lining up at the same time. So that gave, then I'm going to pick which pair is going to be the one to short the best, which one gives me the best risk to reward. And one of the best ones here I liked was dollar yen, and I shorted that and just trimmed there. Is that clear? So next week, I think I'm in two minds about this. I mean, I think it's gonna probably go to lower. I do think it's probably gonna go lower. And where I think it's gonna go to, if I'm looking at the daily now, I'm gonna mark out this block here. So I'm just bare minimum targets 4 hour here, right? I think this was a Sunday candle, but this one is above here, so minimum target there. And within this, we've got a bit of a gap here in this candle. So if I refine that down, I think at least this candle, whatever happens after that, I don't know. I'll just wait. I think it's gonna come down into here and fill the rest of this void in. See this here? So from current market, it's 41, 51 ticks, but I want to wait for retracement. I'm waiting for an up move. Now obviously we've got this breaker here, and we've got, all this can be considered as a 4 hour block. So if we go to the 4 hour, it could be here. So if it goes up, I'll wait for that breakdown in my lower time frame to confirm with me. I'll see what the other majors are doing. Are they looking to go up at the same time? And then I'll look to short it, target here. Okay, that's what I'm looking for next week. But for all I know, I mean, you could just drop there, gap down, I don't know. But I'll see what price tells me. For now, I'm looking for shorts. Things can easily change. Okay, so now I'm going to go over a model setup. Okay, now this I like to use on markets ranging. I think I've done a video on this before. But I have gone into detail, but this is what I look for anyway. For those that haven't seen it, I'll just go over it anyway. It's a good example of a setup that unfolds all the time, especially in ranging consolidations. They work ideally in consolidation, but in consolidation we just look for stops, daily highs and lows to be taken really. And if you sort of know what's going on, you can at least catch a nice portion of it. So week starts off right, usual, and this is a key level here. So if you look on the daily, right, going into the daily, we have this. We have quite a few candles to look at here. I'm trying to find which candle I was looking at. We are within this weekly bearish candle, right, and it is key resistance level here. You can see that yourself. I'm not going to mark it out because it's going to get in the way of all. It's going to get in the way of what I'm going to do, but you guys can see this is a key resistance level. Okay. Now let's see if it's gonna go down, even if it's just an intraday trade. We won't look for intraday trades setups on this. That's fine. We don't need anything else than that. So we got week starts, comes down, right, and then that's Monday low. Okay. Now notice the stops. I remember when I talked about the stops. Notice the stops. We go up. Tuesday we take out the stops here. We rip up, take out the high here. Now the opening was different on every broker, but just assuming that this is a high here, some other brokers may have been higher, I don't know. Rips up, and the key thing is it's into a key level. Okay, at this point I don't know. I'm long here. I'm looking for longs at this point, but I don't know if it's going to be a consolidation week. So at this point it could carry on going up. Now it comes down. Now it's ripped up, taken out these stops into an order block. Okay. Now this could just be a carry, at this point we still don't know if it's going to be a consolidation week. So what I look for is I start marking out areas. If it's going to drop, I start marking out areas it's going to drop to, but we'll just get to that. It comes down. Now that's Tuesday, so that's Monday, that's Tuesday's high. Got that. And Tuesday's low is here. Monday's low. So this, because it's the low of the week so far, I'll just mark it as this color here. It's gone up, and Tuesday, look at this, it drops down. Now you could have shorted this. I probably wouldn't have. Actually, I don't know. I didn't look at this at the time, so I don't know. Can't say. But it's come down. Now I see this is the breaking market structure now. Okay, I see this is the breaking market structure, and any run up, I'm gonna be looking for shorts. Reason why I like this is because it's taken out the low, the Tuesday low, and it rips up, but it does not fill in this gap. So I wouldn't short exactly. I usually like to let price unfold, and either give, ideally in this scenario I like to have a breaker setup, because breaker setups usually confirms if a high is in place or not. So those with balls would probably short it here, but and get a few pips, but then be stopped out if they kept the stops here. So if sometimes it's really clear where to short, but sometimes it's not. So what you do is you can wait. So if you shorted here, you probably would have been stopped out. The only way to get back in is if you see, okay, it's rated the Tuesday high, no, Wednesday high, sorry, but rejected below. So now that puts me on alert again. It's rejected below, and where's it come down into? It's come down into here. This order block here. Now if you didn't short it here, you say, okay, I'm gonna wait for a breaker setup. So if I'm looking for shorts, I gotta look for reasons to where it's gonna target. Not just it's gonna think it's gonna go down, but where it's gonna go down to. So logical areas are, you look for this low there. Since it's ranging so far, it's gonna be this low there. And if you go to the H1, no, 30 minutes, sorry. See these two candles here. See these two candles here. On 15 minutes probably clearer, so I will switch time frames. These three. Okay, now 15 minutes these three candles. That's a 45-minute order block. Yeah. There. These are just targets. It's gonna be messy now, but then I'll do a neater one once it's all done, because I've saved as a template. There. So we've got this candle come down. It hasn't filled this void in yet, and it's coming up to here. At this point, we don't know. In this info, we don't know if it's gonna carry on going down. So we wait, let price unfold. When this daily high gets taken and then it breaks down, that's more powerful to me. It's not an intraday stop. It's actually a daily high stop. It starts breaking down. So you can either short it here, and then if you want to see a stop rate, how big should a stop rate be for it to be legit? You know, I'd like to 10 ICTs to 10 pips, 20 pips, right? A 10 pip stop rate, just down here. That's a 10 pip stop rate there, and then rejects, then that should be the high usually. London open kill zone, short, and then you know you know your targets. Ideally take some off there, and then you just use the rest, or however you take profits as targets, eventually reaching for this and this void fill. So if you miss that entry, then you look for further entries. Now this is where I look for breakers then. So this is a breaker obviously, but I'm going to mark out this first. And this is how I would trail my stop loss. So if I say, for example, shorted here, as soon as this breaks, because this has been used as support, break, basic support becomes resistance. This is the block they've been using, okay? So that's one entry there. Another entry is, this would have been the breaker here, the London session, because that led to that move up. As soon as that breaks, you get this kind of retest it, short it there, stop there. That's the second entry. Third entry here, you got a touch there. I would keep my stop loss there. Different ways of playing it, but the way this price has moved, I would keep my stop loss there. If it's gonna go above there, then I'm not interested, because I need it to go below now. Cause yeah, and then obviously as targets this low here. If this low had touched this and filled the gap in, then I wouldn't be interested in the short. But it hadn't, it had left it. And it looks like the example I gave previously, hadn't it? I can't remember which pair was it I said. Was it dollar yen? Yeah. I didn't take this, by the way, but it's just a study example regardless. And it's come down. And if you look at the stop rate, how big is it? It's 10. So lines up nicely with that. So within the 10 to 20 pip range, if voids filled in, trades over. And let me just make this neater now. There. So here we've got that breaking mark structure. These stops have been taken as well. Run up again once more into that block here. That's 10 pip, that's 20 pip, exactly to the pip, 10 pips. Support, support, support. Break again. Is that clear? If you study yourself, then you should be able to, you know, it's just building up a story in your head as to what's exactly happening in the market. Is everyone clear with that setup? Okay, so I'm just going to stop the recording and then I can take questions. Okay.